Navy SEALs try out to become Delta Force operators. Delta Force never tries out to become Navy SEAls, bro.
SEALs are always trying out for Delta Force. Delta Force never tries out for SEAL. It's a downgrade.
Everyone in the comments, shut the up, Nico. You're not a Navy SEAL or Delta Force. No What's up, team? Navy SEALs, SEAL Team 6, or Delta Force? Which one's better? Let me know down below in the comments, and we're going to see a comparison between the two to see which one is tougher, harder, better, faster, stronger. Let's go ahead and send it. To break it down really quick, if they don't touch on it, SEAL Team 6, Tier 1 for the Navy. Delta Force is Tier 1 for the Army. Delta Force is the SEAL Team 6 of the Army. I hate to say it like that, but you'll literally mention Delta Force, and they'll be like,
oh, is that like in the Coast Guard or something?
And I'm like, ah! No! It's in the Army, you stupid. It's one of the best counterterrorism units in the whole world. When people know everything about the Navy SEALs, and then they don't know anything about Delta, I'm just like,
Their highly trained operators undertake the most risky and dangerous missions for the U.S. military. And even though they operate under absolute secrecy,
yes, all the Navy SEALs, absolute secrecy, bro.
America's #1 enemy, Osama bin Laden.
I get it. SEAL Team 6 took out Osama bin Laden. Credit to the SEAL Team forever for that. But even Rob O'Neill said Delta was technically downrange, ready, and could have done the operation, but they couldn't pull that squadron in order to conduct it, or else they would have known like weird was going on due to all of Delta's training. So they had the SEAL teams do it, but even Rob O'Neill was like, oh, we're so surprised we got the operation because they met face-to-face with some of the Delta operators downrange, and we're like, how the did they not get this? We can even go back to Dale Comstock saying Navy SEALs try out to become Delta Force operators. Delta Force never tries out to become Navy SEAls, bro.
SEALs are always trying out for Delta Force. Delta Force never tries out for SEAL. It's a downgrade.
Everyone in the comments, shut the up, Nico. You're not a Navy SEAL or Delta Force. No I know this. I'm just out here having fun, okay?
SEAL Team 6, officially known as the United States Naval Special Warfare Development Group.
I'm so curious who didn't know that. They go by so many names now because like there's SEAL teams, right? But that's Tier 2. And then there's SEAL Team 6, which is Tier 1. Different mission set. Think of it as like that is the most like crazy missions, the ones that affect, you know, national security, so on and so forth, the most.
Delta Force, or the 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, was formed in the late 1970s in response to worldwide political unrest.
SEAL Team 6 couldn't cut, so they said, you know what we need? We need to create a better fighting force. Delta Force. No, that's a lie. Honestly, I think it was just a flexing contest. Everyone was like, oh, the Navy got Navy SEALs? They is bad. That's Tier 1. Let's create something. Boom, Delta Force.
It was inspired by the British Special Air Service, or SAS.
SAS is numero uno, bro. The SAS is like so goated for their like hostage rescue shit. The top 3 to me is SEAL Team 6, Delta, and then the SAS, bro. If you guys think I'm missing one, let me know down below in the comments. But those motherfuckers are bad.
Both SEAL Team 6 and Delta Force are Special Missions Units, or SMUs, under the control of the Secretive Joint Special Operations Command, or JSOC.
So you got SEAL Team 6 and Delta Force. They're a SMU, so a Special Missions Unit, and they fall under JSOC. And then there's other units that fall under JSOC, but you might not typically be an SMU. Like if you're part of like Special Tactics Squadron and shit like that for like the Air Force, PJs and like all that other shit, they like will fall in and be those assets that assist like these two units.
Both are Tier 1 units, only 4 Tier 1 units in the U.S. in total.
That is wrong. Now there's 5, because I'm thinking this is before everyone found out about Ranger Reconnaissance Company. So RRC, right? But there's SEAL Team 6, DevGru. Then you got Delta Force, you know, CAG, ACE. Then you've got Special Tactics Squadron. So that's the Air Force one I was just talking about. Then you've got, it's not the CIA, but you have the activity, Agent Orange, whatever. And then you have Ranger Battalion as well. So those are the 5, not 4.
SEAL Team 6, Delta Force,
Ranger Battalion,
the Air Force's 24th Special Tactical Squadron, and the CIA's Intelligence Support Activity Team. If SEAL Team 6 and Delta Force were ever to go head-to-head, how would these two ultra-elite units fare?
SEAL Team 6 and Delta gonna fight, bro! He punched them all up in his
closer look. Delta Force candidates largely come from the U.S. Army. Most come from the 75th Ranger Regiment, or the Special Forces. But
me personally, I think the reason there's more people from Ranger Battalion going into Delta Force is because when you accept that invitation to go to the Delta Force selection for the first one, right? You have to meet certain criteria. You have to have a certain amount of time downrange. You can't have like 3 deployments and been deployed for 6 months. You wouldn't qualify. What you actually need, when I was doing it, I think it was either 18 to 24 months in a combat environment. So you could go on 5 deployments, but if you were only there for 3 months, you don't, is the math? No, it's 15 months. So you wouldn't qualify. But if you went on 2 deployments and they were both like, one was 12 months, one was 6, you would be able to qualify for that unit. And you have to have a combat arms MOS and so on and so forth. And things have kind of changed a little bit now. You can't be in those units, but you can be assets to those units. And there's a different selection process. I covered it a little bit and about how the invitation goes inside of the Delta Force training video, if you guys want to check that out. So as I was saying, you have to meet those qualifications. You can become an 11 Bravo. You go through your time as an 11 Bravo, and then you can try out and become Special Forces, right? Then if you do Special Forces, then you can go into Delta if you qualify. For Ranger Battalion, you can go straight from civilian life into Ranger Battalion. So therefore, you can qualify in there and go straight into Delta. But if you were a 11B and then you went to Special Forces or Ranger Battalion, then you went to Delta, it's just a longer process. The quickest and fastest way of going in there and qualifying for the prereqs is basically civilian, Ranger Battalion, Delta.
To accept candidates from other military branches, including the Coast Guard, the National Guard, and even the Navy.
We did cover that in the
SEAL
Delta
Team
training
6,
video, is that you can't be in other branches and
candidates
join.
SEAL Team 6, on the other hand, selects candidates exclusively from within existing SEAL Team units.
But they be having
operators
NFL
often
drafts
already
and
know each
to
other
become
from
a
previous
SEAL
missions or
team
training.
operator.
Delta Force holds selection courses twice a year at a secret location somewhere deep in the Appalachian Mountains.
I've never done this course or whatever, bro. Know people who have done this bro. When they tell the stories, it's like, what? How should I say this? One of my superiors in the military told me one of these stories about how doing this right? And he's going through the mountains, it's been like 17 hours, and the sun's starting to come up. Walking, he falls, catches himself, but he smashes his compass. So you have a compass and a map to navigate yourself through these miles and miles of terrain with nobody in sight, right? And he's like, I have to get to this rendezvous point, which is on the map, but you're not allowed, I guess, to cross rivers in certain sections of this terrain. And he crosses a river when he's not supposed to. Dude, he said cadre, a dude with just sunglasses and a black sweatshirt and like army pants, literally calm, walks out of the bushes and in the daylight now, he's like, why'd you cross that river? You know you're not supposed to cross the river. The guy was super calm voice, just asked him why he did it. And he said he was so shook by the situation, he just showed him his compass and map. The guy was like, okay, I guess that's understandable. And then he pulls out from his pocket a compass and hands it to him. And he's like, keep going. Don't cross any more rivers. I was like, that's insane. So these is just watching you the whole time. There's motherfuckers everywhere, but you don't see any motherfuckers. Like, holy shit.
Candidates come from diverse military backgrounds, but are all battle-hardened, seasoned soldiers. And still, the failure rate is over 90%.
Sometimes they don't even select people from the courses. Only 2 a year, and they might not pick any of you.
Candidates must complete a series of navigation tests where they must navigate a foreign landscape with nothing but an old-fashioned map and compass. They're also subjected to physical endurance tests, like a timed 18-mile ruck march.
Bobby rucking like a pimp, dude.
To
Ruck award,
survive
let's
this
go.
rule, new recruits must attend a 6-month operator training course,
OTC.
or OTC, where another 30 to 40% of the candidates fail to make the final cut.
So like the way I could break it down is all that you just seen about the mountains and all that, that's all stuff that happens before OTC. Think of it like that's the buds phase of it all. In the Navy, they have buds, and then you go over to SQT, SEAL qualification training, right? Correct me if I'm wrong about the acronym, but after you do the bud, that's when you go and you start the process of becoming a SEAL, because you just went through buds. It's like the basic training of SEAL. But then you go and you learn, like, you go to airborne school, dive school, blah, 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 so on and so forth. The way this OTC is you'll go through that prior selection process. Then when you get selected, you go through the OTC, which is the operator's training course, and then that's where motherfuckers be dropping to.
After a Navy SEAL submits an application, his picture is posted on the wall at the unit's headquarters in the Navy's Dam Neck Annex. Current SEAL Team 6 members who may have worked with the candidate in the past then mark the candidate's photo with a check mark if they should be accepted into the elite unit, or with a minus sign if they don't think they'd make the cut.
Bro, could you imagine you just go up there, you think people are your homies, they're being nice to you the whole time? You're like, they're talking to you in your face, like, oh, yeah. Minus, you suck.
They've earned the right to attend a Green Team, a 6-month-long training and selection course similar to Delta's OTC, where they face a 50% failure rate.
I'm pretty sure Green Team actually does like actual missions with the SEAL teams, like live missions.
SEAL Team 6 operators receive additional training in specialized maritime and underwater operations.
I want to know who's been attacked by sharks in like the SEAL teams or Delta, bro.
Delta Force operators can rely on their greater ground combat experience to switch into infantry mode. SEAL Team 6 operators may lack as much experience in large unit infantry tactics as...
Ooh, damn. That's not true, though. That's fake news, bro. Now, yes, one is far more experienced than the other, but in no way, shape, or form are they lacking in these things.
Both units receive similar training because they undertake similar missions and objectives.
And they'll
Because
cross
of the
over for other
clandestine nature
people's
of these elite units, we know very little about their actual
Yeah, Delta Force the only one, even though Delta Force getting on the map now too, bro. But SEAL Team, bro, you'd be like, oh, he lives at this address nowadays.
Though that's changing in recent years. Increased media scrutiny and coverage of the elite team's operations is being
What
a
is he
strong
doing? I wanna
public
go with him.
interest
No, you
in
don't.
these
Okay, yeah, I
secretive
do.
special
Okay, here you
forces.
go.
What
Here's a reporter
always
died.
Black Hawk Down was a dramatic retelling of the 1993 capture of
Delta,
Somali
baby.
Strong. The 2013
Oh,
film
thumb up.
Captain Phillips told the amazing true story of Captain Richard Phillips, played by Tom Hanks,
kinda cool.
who was rescued by SEAL Team 6
You
operatives.
guys listen to Rob
after
O'Neal,
he was
bro? When he
hijacked.
told this story about that I was like, that's kind of hot, bro. I think he said around this time is like where they slowly started to learn about the operation and training for the Bin Laden, no?
Because of their overlapping mandates and skill sets, there is certainly some rivalry. in
Yeah,
Delta
for sure,
Force.
bro.
SEAL Team 6 have been called out by Delta Force for courting the spotlight. after
Damn,
the
see,
takedown
that's what I'm
of Bin
talking
Laden.
about, bro.
Though this criticism might stem from the fact that Delta Force felt that they should have been the ones
That's
to lead
bullshit.
that important mission.
Oh, why don't you like the Navy SEALs, huh? Because they went, because they're better and they took out Bin Laden? No, you maybe it's the 30 books every single operator writes and tells everybody about what the is going on. We're looking like we get no funding, but we're still doing all this
Insinuated that the SEALs only got to take the lead because Navy admirals were high in command positions in the JSOC
for
and
sure,
Special
bro.
Operations
It's
High.
only because
While
the Navy
there
admirals
may
were in
be
there then, if
tension
that's
between the
true.
group, both SEAL Team 6 and Delta Force are on the same side in the war on terror. And in reality, they often work together on counterterrorism missions, albeit unofficially.
They'll work together or they'll cover down. So, like, if someone can't handle something, like, one will cover down the other. If, like, Delta's supposed to cover it and they're like, oh, we ain't got, like, heads that can be there, SEAL teams will come on over. And if SEAL teams are doing like, we got heads that cover, squadrons from Delta will come on over and cover down on that
Access to state-of-the-art weapons and technologies
Sometimes.
to help them complete their dangerous missions. The HK-416
Bro, they got the
carbine is
craziest
thought to be
shit,
the
bro.
assault
They got the
rifle favored
craziest
by Delta Force operators, though they also have their pick of other high-powered assault rifles like
Dude,
the Colt
legit
M-
how it works is, what do you need? They're like, can I get something that can see through walls, is about this big, doesn't make any sound, and will blow up a tank? And then they're like, okay, here's $1 trillion, baby, you got it. And then they make that shit. Bro, you can literally ask for anything. Christmas, every day.
Delta Force also uses the MP5 9mm submachine gun, Colt 45 pistols,
Where the are you getting this shit? Maybe like 50 years ago. Were they even a thing 50 years ago? I don't know. But maybe like hella long ago, bro. Delta not using 45s. They ain't using Berettas. If you're Shelly using Glocks and above, they might be using some MP5s, bro. But it ain't like a standard thing. I mean, they be using like MP7s and shit. But honestly, bro, nobody liked the MP7, dude.
To the
Shoot some
impressive
motherfuckers in the
array
face,
of
they don't
weapons
die.
at the-
I've had a few people say that. I have Delta operator buddies who said that shit. And you hear people like Rob O'Neal saying like that. He's like, I've seen dudes get shot in the face and they're still alive and breathing. And I'm just like, what the is the point of that goddamn thing
Force
then, bro?
operators are supported by a team of gunsmiths who help customize the moving parts, sights, stock, and grips to each operator's personal specifications. SEAL Team 6 operators have a similarly impressive weapons cache. SEAL Team 6 also uses the MK46 and MK48 machine
Oh
guns.
my god, the Mark 48 bussin', bro. The saw shoots 5.56. But the Mark 48 is a saw, but it basically shoots 7.62. 249, 240 combination of gall.
SEAL Team 6 snipers have their pick of the world's best sniper rifles.
Bro, they be
Medium
making
and
shit that don't even
long-range
exist,
sniper
bro.
rifle, the M82 50 caliber extreme long-range rifle, and the Macmillan TAC
Ooh,
338,
338
which fires the deadly 338 Lapua Magnum
That's
round.
how y'all gotta say it.
Now that
338
we've
lump.
talked about the selection
Oh
process,
my
training, and
god.
operation, we
Ooh.
can't help but wonder how they'd fare in a head-to-head competition.
It's
if
two
SEAL
totally
Team
different
6
things,
and
though,
Delta
bro.
Force had to complete identical missions,
Ooh.
which team would put up the superior performance?
That's not fair though, because the mission would lead left or right based off of like what they're specifically trained in. And if it was strictly just like HVT, because counterterrorism is very broad. HVT, Delta gonna win. If it's like dive, I think the SEALs are gonna win.
In a competition-style head-to-head, it would be a tight race.
What
to
the
say
hell are they
the
yelling?
least.
Oh, 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 oh.
Both units and their similar training allows both teams to effectively
man.
execute many of the same missions.
Oof.
SEAL Team
Who's
6
faster?
would have a clear advantage if the competition included.
I don't know,
a
bro.
variety
And them
their
in that
homogeneous
Delta training
culture
video,
and
bro,
the
that
fact
dude
that
turned into a
members
horse
often
and was
knew
running,
and
bro.
worked. If, on the other hand, we were to pit SEAL Team 6 and Delta Force against each other in a brutal battle royale, the unit's similar training and overlapping mission objectives
Oh, sh-
would mean
I
that
wonder who's
both
doing
teams
things
would
that
know how the other operates.
Yeah, that's
Therefore,
part
their
of it.
usual tactics would be useless. In an adversarial situation, they'd have to improvise and rely on combat instincts to survive. And this is where Delta Force has the edge. Unlike SEAL Team 6, the vast majority of Delta Force operatives have served in the infantry and have direct combat experience.
See, that's kind of stupid, though, because you going to tell me what the SEAL teams don't have direct combat experience? Those units are DA units. They're direct action units. Literally, they tell you, they're like, you're going to go into firefights. You are going to kill. Not for Special Forces or Ranger Battalion or the regular SEAL teams. If you're in a Delta Force or SEAL Team 6, they literally tell you, like, you are going to get into firefights, you are going to get hurt, and you are going to kill. There's no way around it.
Whether you think SEAL Team 6 is the last word in Special Forces, or if you're a Delta Force fan through and through,
SEAL Team 6. Dude, look at all these are the fans, bro. This is how people be. This is how everyone in the chat will be like,
if you're a Delta Force fan through
and
and
through,
through,
like, Delta
there's
Force.
no denying that both elite units are head and shoulders above every other unit in the U.S.
Oh my
military,
God.
and maybe even the whole world.
We are friends.
Let's just hope.
There you have it. That's the breakdown between the two. Fairly accurate. Like, it's very broad knowledge. There's nothing super specific about why one would win over the other than the fact that, like, Delta is Army and they're more ground-oriented. Navy is more sea-oriented. So, therefore, they have the advantage, which I do think is fair, but in no way, shape, or form do I think anybody in the SEAL team lacks any of the skills that Delta has. It's just one has a little bit more training and superiority in a specific field, which is the ground combat type stuff. Let me know down below in the comments who would win in a head-to-head fight, SEAL Team 6 or Delta Force. Thanks for stopping by.